Okay guys, welcome back to the course. In this lecture, I'm going to take a look at the groups in Mixer channel. So, you can group things together in the Mixer, and why should you use groups in the Mixer? And this is because, one, you want to organize your different instruments together. So let's say that you have a lot of different individual drums. For instance, you have, let's say, a kick drum, you have some hi-hat samples there, you have snares, you have toms and different stuff. You want to group them because you want, in your final project, you want all of these different individual drum samples to sound like one. You want them to sound like one drum set, And this is why it's very important to group things together. And as I said, number one, that's the most important thing, to get organized, to have every single individual element of the instrument organized in one place. And number two is to group them together to having them sound like one. So you want to compress and treat every single individual instrument in the group, and then you want all of those sounds to sound like one. And you want it because you don't want your track to sound very like it's done on a computer, It depends, of course, of what kind of music you're producing, but most often, in my case, I've always created projects and big productions when grouping things together, and you want them to sound like one, basically. So I will demonstrate how I do it in the Mixer, how I group things together. So let's say that we create a drum beat here. So let's go to the channel rack, and I'm going to import different individual drum elements here. So let's find a kick drum here that I want to use. Very nice. So let's program a basic kick sample there. Cool. So now let's go to a hi-hat here. They want a very quick beat here. Nice. So let's see what we have here. Let's go with a snare. Let's make this a bit longer here. So going to create something like this. Let's see here. All right. So it's a very, very nice and basic, simple beat. So what I'm going to do with this beat here is to use all of these individual elements inside of my group that is named drums. So this is basically my bus. And I created this in the template when we created templates in that lecture. So if you want to remind yourself how to do this, just go back to that lecture and you will see how I did this. So what I'm going to do here is to basically group every single. I'm actually going to treat each and every individual sample here as one first. So I'm going to create. Let's see, we have 4 samples. So I'm going to assign the first one to number 6, second one to number 7, and 8 and 9. Great. So I'm going to route this channels instead. So you can either do it by the way that I did, but we're going to do it a much easier way. So just select that track you want, go to the mixer track you want, and then just choose channel routing and route selected channels to this track. And you have a key command for that as well, so you don't have to go this way each and every time. So let's do it. I'm actually going to rename color and icon here just so we can color this. So let's go with the same kind of color here for every single individual element here in the drum section. Nice. So now just select that. So let's route this to number 5. I'm going to select this. Number 6. All right, so that is now routed to number 6. Then let's go with this track now. Route, channel routing. Don't want this to be routed to anywhere for now. And we want this one to be to number 6. So now it's number 6, 7, 8, and 9. And this wasn't colored or named or anything because I think it was selected with all of the tracks. You want to make sure that just one of these tracks here are selected when doing this. So I'm going to do this manually for this one. So it was the 707 close hat, and we had that green kind of color there. Very nice. So now we have the group here with these 4 tracks. And we could group these together to one single group, but I'm going to use them as a bus. So I'm going to have these 4 tracks separate, and then we're going to route all of these 4 tracks to this bus here. And in this bus, we're going to treat the drum section as one. Very easy to do so in FL Studio. You just select the track you want and then go to the bus here and just click this arrow here. Now you can see it's going, the signal is going here, and it's also going to the master. So we want to delete the master here. We want the sound to go first to our drum bus, and then from our drum bus, you can see it's a cable that goes from the drum bus to the master. So the signal will actually flow from this channel here. The individual sound will travel to the drum bus, through the different drum bus plugins here, and then to the master. So we want to do this with all of the different sounds that we have here. So just go to that, and same thing goes here. So now all of these sounds here will travel through our drums bus here and then to the master. Let's play it now.